Thank you. Larry McKenzie. The recipe. The recipe. Larry McKenzie.
Were you ever awakened out of a deep sleep? I have. When? I'll tell you. When I was a young boy, I was in Nova Scotia. I used to spend my summers there. And I woke up every morning to the smell of this wonderful, wonderful something cooking. I wish you were with me, because when I would wake up, I would come down the staircase and I would come into the kitchen and I would say, Nan, what's cooking? And she would say, good afternoon, boy. Good afternoon, Nan. But it's only 10 after 8. And she said, exactly. Exactly? What did she mean? Well, Nan was a fantastic cook. She used to have all of these recipes in a little book like this. It was a black notebook. And she would write down her recipes. And I wanted to know so much about what she did and how she did it. So I said, Nan, can I help you? She said, sure, boy, come on. So we went into the kitchen. She said, okay, we're going to be making banana bread. Open up my book to my banana bread recipe. Follow along. So I'm following along and I'm reading, and it says a pinch of salt. Nan, how much is a pinch of salt? Just follow the recipe, boy. Flour. It says just add flour until you'll know it's enough. What do you mean, Nan? She said, you'll know when it's enough. When the spoon stands up, that's when it's enough. Well, I didn't quite understand Nan's recipes, but obviously they worked because her food was delicious. People used to come from all over town just to see her, and she would feed everyone because she was known as the cook. Well, I would return back to Niagara Falls the end of summer, every summer, and I would go back to school. And one of the things that she would always ask me is, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she made me think. I don't know, Nan. I would like to be like every little boy. I wanted to be a soldier. I wanted to be a policeman. So it makes you think, what do you want to be? I don't know. So as I progressed through school, I decided I wanted to be an electrician. No, maybe I wanted to be, oh, I know. I think I want to be, I'm not sure. Did you ever have that problem where you weren't sure exactly what you wanted to do and how you were going to get there? Well, I've had many jobs throughout my life. My first job was at a bowling alley. Then I worked at Tops. From Tops, I went to work at a place called Airco Carbon. Airco Carbon, they made carbon for steel mills. From there, I bought a tavern. Why would you buy a tavern? I was 21 years old. Why not? Well, from the tavern, I learned a lot of things. I grew up very quickly, but I still wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to be. Did I want to be a businessman? Did I want to be a bar owner? Well, I sold the bar. I still wasn't sure what I wanted to be. I wish you could have been with me on this journey, because through life, I've been on so many different tracks, as probably many of you have. You've probably wandered from this place to that place, not knowing what you were going to do next. I can remember my dad saying to me, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to be? When you're going to get like a real job that you know what you're going to do? I don't know. Well, 1989, that was many moon ago, I started a company, which was an entertainment company. I finally found my niche. I knew exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted to be an entertainer. Well, there's a lot of ups and downs, the same as with any job. Well, what I ended up doing was trying to figure out everything, but it didn't all work. Why? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't prepared. 1993, I got asked to be the MC for the United Way luncheon. I got up on stage, 1,200 people at the Niagara Falls Convention Center. And guess what happened? They handed me my speech as I was walking up on stage. I flopped. Why? I had all of the facilities, but I didn't have all of the right parts. Did you ever have those problems when you tried to do something and it didn't work? Well, I thought back over the years about that conversation I had with my grandmother, Nanny Kelly. What do you want to be when you grow up, boy? I don't know, Nan. She said, one day you'll figure it out. And maybe you'll be awakened. Because it's the same as my recipe book. Because in my recipe book, it gives you all of the details and everything you need to make it perfect. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it doesn't have everything there, because in the recipe book, it said a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And she says, exactly. Because the same with a recipe as with life. You have to make changes in order for things to continue in a way that makes you successful. And those little things are things that you learn from a childhood that's carried through in the recipe of life. Madam Table.
1 minute silence.